All right, good morning, everybody. We're going to go ahead and start with our toe lifts. So today we're going to do 45 seconds work, 15 seconds rest, and 3 rounds. We have 8 exercises that alternate between cardio and strength. Heels up, right, and left. Good, 4, 3, 2, let's go for a march, nice and tall. Start to brace the core. So think about pulling the belly button in just a little bit, and it's just a little tightening up, and we're tucking our ribs right over our hips. Good, 4, 3, hamstring curls. We're gonna just try to kick ourselves in the backside. I want you to think about keeping your knees pointing towards the floor. So you might feel a little stretch in the fronts of your legs. 4, 3, back to our knee lift. We're gonna start to add a very gentle torso rotation. If you don't wanna rotate, you don't have to. Good, 4, 3, 2, good, back to our curls. We're going to reach and pull it back. So drive the elbow back, just a little squeeze. 4, 3, 2, slow deadlift right in the center, feet hip width apart. Hinge it forward, stand up tall. So down, 2, up, 2. This is a good way to practice, is to tuck the ribs but pull the shoulders down and back into your back pocket and keep that nice neutral spine position. So hinge and lift, nice and tall. Forward, 2, lift, 2. All the way up, slow squat. Stitch your hips to your heels, stand up nice and tall. So I want to try to be able to keep reading your shirt the entire time you're squatting down. So down, 2, up, 2. So we try to push our hips to our heels. Yes, your knees are going to bend. It's okay. They're going to move a little bit towards your toes. We just don't want that to be the first thing we do, is to try to take our knees to our toes. Forward step, take it back, reach. I'm going to add a reach up towards the ceiling. 4, 3, 2, slow it down. We're going to open the book, step it forwards, open our book, close your book, step it back. One more, really slow. Open your book, close your book, step it back a little faster. So forward, open, close, back. So a little hold. It can just be a step. So it doesn't have to be this big lunge, but we have time to drop it down. Good, 4 more, like this. Out, open, close. Lower body nice and stable. We're trying to turn our torso, open the shoulder back behind you. 1 more. Step it out, side lunge, hold it in place, side to side. So again, torso is neutral. This is hips and knees, a little bit of ankle. 4, 3, hold it in the center, cat-cow, inhale, exhale. So torso is lifted, arch, and a little tuck. Now if you don't want to arch and round, just belly breathe. Think about inhale into your belly, and exhale, pull it in. So in and out. Good, couple more. Last one. Good, roll it all the way up. Shoulders up, back, and down into your back pocket. Give yourself a little bit of space. We're gonna do our plank walkouts. 8, 7. Here's 4, 3, hinge it forward, walk it out into your plank. Hold your plank for just a moment, and then walk it all the way back up again. You can take your legs a little bit wide. Sometimes it makes it a little easier because we're already just a little bit closer to the ground. I'm trying to keep my knees nice and straight. You also have the option to use a chair and hands on the chair, step back into your plank instead of walking it forwards. This is one of our exercises today. Good, bring it all the way up into the center. We're gonna do our heel stomps. And they've actually done research. This is a really good gateway to being able to do plyometrics, to being able to do the jumping that really helps your bone density. So this helps. But you really, if you can't do it by your foot, that's the way to go. All right, side step right here. So on times or days where we don't do class, I want you to try to do those heel stomps, and I want you to try to do them barefoot. All right, double touch right here, double touch. If you want to take it to a grapevine, completely up to you. Go at your own speed. I go with the music, that's just me. All right, knees up, step knee right here. We're just getting that last little bit of cardio in as part of our warm-up. Hamstring curls right here, reach, heel touch. 4, 3, we're gonna step and tap right here. So tap, tap, reach it up towards the ceiling. Reach it to the front. Good, last 4, 3, march it out, shake it out, roll the shoulders. Up, back, and down, grab a quick drink. All right, so today, 90+% of this workout can be done with no equipment if that is what you choose to do today. But if you can grab dumbbells for the resistance, for the strength exercises, please do. But we're gonna start with 1 deadlift, 1 lunge. And you can do round 1 right, round 2 left, round 3 alternate, or all 3 rounds alternating. But it's just gonna be 1 deadlift, and then step it back, 1 lunge. I'm gonna grab a couple of 10s, hinge 3, 2, and 1. So 45 seconds. So we're just gonna hinge it forwards, stand up tall, lunge, and lift. Hinge it forward, stand tall, lunge, and lift. So I'm just keeping my dumbbells right by my side and drop it down. It's okay if your deadlift is shallow and your lunge is shallow. How deep you go is between you and your hips, knees, and your ankles. But we've raised that core. Nice, good body position. So good lunge. Again, shoulders down and back, just like in the warm-up. 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells down. We're gonna do jumping jacks, and we're gonna practice washing our windows, because 'tis the season. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you can start with just little circles, right? Just kind of wash the small window. And then when you're ready, we're gonna try to wash the big window. So big circles up and back. Now if you need to, this just reminds me of Karate Kid, wax on, wax off, but you can do one side and then the other. But we're going middle to out. So one arm will be clockwise, the other will be counterclockwise. But I want you to think up and open. Out, out. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, squat to press. You can do a squat to side raise if that feels better, but squat to press. You just have to be the center of attention, don't you? Good, here we go. Squat it down, press it up overhead. Squat and press. If your shoulders are like meh, you can do squat, right, squat, left, or squat, stand, side raise, squat, stand, side raise. So that is your option if you're just not feeling overhead work today. Good, we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells down. We're gonna do a triple jog with a pause. So start right foot up, so 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. You can march it. 3, 2, 1, right here. 1, 2, 3. I want that pause. You can even make that pause a little bit longer. I want you to almost feel like you have to catch that balance. 1, 2, 3. You can just do kind of a little mini jog. Low impact right here. 1, 2, 3, hold. 1, 2, 3, hold. Usually we do this traveling. Today, I want you to get that knee up there. I want you to pause it. Plant that foot, pause. 1, 2, 3, pause. So quick, quick, quick. Quick, quick, slow. 1, 2, 3. Good. Rest. Side lunge, bicep curl. So, first option, side lunge, curl at the top. Okay, 2 and 1. Second option, hold the ends, curl, and if you want to alternate, go for it. Good. So side lunge, curl it at the top. Side lunge, curl it at the top. So if you're doing round 1 right, round 2 left, third round you're gonna have to alternate. So at least one round you're gonna need to alternate just because math. Good. So step it out and lift. And it can be just a side step and a lift. The bigger the side step, the more you're gonna have to push off of that leg to bring yourself back up to standing. So if we step out and we feel like we're using this leg to pull ourselves in, good, rest. Think about using the other leg. That's the one that's strong. All right, shuffle with a curtsy. So shuffle, reach for the floor. Shuffle, reach for the floor. You can grapevine and reach, times on, or double touch, reach. So step touch, step curtsy, step touch, step curtsy, or shuffle, curtsy, shuffle. It's just a little cross, a little reach for the floor. I do not have enough room in here for this exercise. Good reach. So remember, double touch and a curtsy, cross. You're stepping, you see something on the ground, you need to pick it up. So double touch or shuffle, curtsy it down. Reach. Good, 5 more seconds. We're gonna go for a weighted march. 2 and 1. Weighted march. Option 1, hands by your hips. Option 2, hands at your shoulders. Option 3, hands up and overhead. You choose. 3, 2, and 1. So we're just gonna march. We wanna try not to weeble wobble, right? Or to let the hips wiggle side to side. Nice and tall, right here. My dumbbells are not permanently like glued, like I'm tied together, but my shoulders are down and back. I'm nice and tall. A little bit harder. Show me your elbows, show me your dumbbells. Last option, press it up. Nothing changes with my core body position. You pick what feels good today. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells down. Option 1, just rows. Option 2, plank walkout, row, row, walk it back to standing. Body weight is great. 2, 1. So you just walk it out to a plank, hold your plank, row one hand, row the other, walk it back up to standing. If you're staying standing, I just want you to do rows. You don't have to worry about doing the walkout. Or, just like in the warm-up, hands on the seat of a chair, step back into your plank, hold your plank position, body weight, row and row. We have 15 seconds. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk around. Grab a drink. Circuit 1 is done. We have 2 more rounds. 2 more rounds just like that. Now that we're a little bit more warmed up, we can decide if we want to add resistance, if we want to add more resistance, or maybe we need to stay with where we're at. Well, we're going to go, we're going to get ready, and I am going to try not to drop anything on the cat. I don't know if it's the weather change, but she is being super loving lately. All right, get ready. In 4, 3, deadlift with a lunge, deadlift with lunge. Time is on. So we hinge it forward, we stand tall, drop it down, and come up. My challenge is I always bring my feet too close together when I step forward. So try to keep those feet hip width apart. Hinge it forwards, stand tall, lunge it down, bring it back up. So hinge it forward, stand tall, lunge, and lift. 15 seconds. This is your strength. We don't have to fly through this one. This is your opportunity to maybe grab a little bit of a heavier weight. Take your time. Here's 2 and 1. All right, jumping jacks. I want to keep doing those circle arms. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So tap. So again, you can start with small circles. So circle and circle, but I want you to start to make them a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. If we can, try not to just keep them out in front. Up and out to the side. We're working on a little shoulder mobility here. That's also going to help us get our heart rate up. And again, it can be small. So small, small. I don't click here. I click a little bit more when they get a little bit bigger. So big circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Squat to press or squat to side raise. Squat to side raise. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So squat it down, stand tall, press it up overhead. Check your body position to make sure we're not arching our back. So you shouldn't feel a lot of pain and pressure in your low back, right? Because we're keeping it a little tucked under and trying to hold that happy, happy spine position while we sit into a really low chair. You have the option. Alternate. Squat, stand, reach it up. Or squat, stand, side raise. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells down. Triple jog with a pause. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. So triple jog, pause. 1, 2, hold. And it's okay if that hold is a little bit longer. Hold. Check your body, make sure we're not leaning into that side. So 1, 2, hold. Even if you're keeping it low impact, it's kind of like a little bit on a stair climber. 1, 2, hold. I just want that pause. You don't want to be forward. We want to be nice and tall. Book on your head. 1, 2, lift. Even if it's a march, 1, 2, hold. Good, bring it in and rest. Side lunge, bicep curl. If you did round 1 on the right, round 2, we're gonna be on the left. If you alternated, either keep alternating or pick a side. Here we go. So I'm gonna go right side. Round 1 I did alternating. We just have to make sure we get both sides even. And sometimes it's nice to be able to give all the attention to one side of your body. So side lunge, curl it at the top. You have the option Just step out and curl. You're still getting that weight shifting, getting that little balance challenge. We have 10 seconds. Make sure we're not bending over. I don't want to see the top of your head. I want to see your happy, smiling, sweaty faces. 2 and 1. Dumbbell down. Shuffle or double touch with your curtsy. And I really do not have the room for this exercise. 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to double touch and curtsy. This is your low version right here. So double touch, curtsy, reach for the floor. And instead of just bending over to the floor, really think, load up that glute. Even if you don't touch the floor, the effort of reaching. Last week, I think I had you guys actually put your hand on your buns. You can do the same thing today. Remember, you're at home. Most of you, nobody's gonna see ya. It's fine. I'm the one that's gonna be on YouTube. But you're just gonna reach, load it up. Here's 2 and 1. Bring it in, weighted march. Weighted march. 2 dumbbells, 1 dumbbell, hips, shoulders, overhead, your choice. 3, 2, and 1. So we're just gonna stand nice and tall, and we're gonna march. And it's okay if your march is a little bit lower. I do want you to try to get your hips up, get those thighs a little bit closer to parallel to the floor. It's gonna get a little bit more core. Good. Now I'm gonna do every 15 seconds, I'm gonna choose a harder option. You do what works. We're over halfway through, so maybe you do half at your hips and half at your shoulders. Good. I'm gonna finish up right here. Now it's gonna be harder if your elbows are bent and wobbly. Try to lock them out a little bit. 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells down. All right, plank walkout with a row. Body weight, grab a dumbbell, or standing weighted rows. Just weighted rows, okay? Here we go. So I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna walk it out to my plank. I'm gonna grab a dumbbell, row, set it down, switch sides, row, set it down, walk it all the way back up. 100% optional to use a dumbbell. You can go down to your knees, row, and row. These are renegade rows, or a lot of people call them renegade rows. It's gonna make it a little bit more challenging to add resistance. Just depends how you're feeling today. Good, we got about 7 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good job, bring it all the way up. Walk around, grab a drink. We have one more circuit. One more circuit. So good shoulder rolls. So a little bit of recovery. This is our 3rd circuit. So we want to try to at least maintain the weights we've been doing. You might have to go down, maybe you can go up, but it's our 3rd circuit. It's the last one. We know how we're feeling. Maybe we have extra energy in the tank. Maybe not. Just depends on your day. All right, getting ready. We've got deadlift with a lunge in 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So deadlift with a lunge. So step it back. So feet hip width apart, hinge, lift, down, and up. Hinge it forwards. It's okay if your hinge stops at your knees. So if you hinge all the way down to your ankle, and the only way that you can get to your ankle is to hinge and then all of a sudden round your spine, that's too far. Just hinge it to your knees, come back up, down, and lift. So hinge, lift. Here's 2 and 1. Dumbbells down. We're gonna go back for our jumping jacks. If you can, I want you to keep doing your circles. If you need to do something different, go for it. Here's 2 and 1. So circle and circle. Now maybe you're like, nope, I'm out. My shoulders are not happy. You can be here. Or if you need to, tricep, kick it back. I want you to do something that you don't normally do. So this is one, we don't usually do this, right? We normally just do regular jacks. This is a little mobility, working on the shoulders, big circles. Your big, my big are different. That's okay. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, squat to press, squat to side raise. If you're a little bit concerned about your shoulders, you can just squat or stick with body weight. 2 and 1. So squat it down, press it up. So I'm opening my arms a little bit more. My elbows are pointing to the corners instead of pointing straight to the front. If you have shoulder issues, this is a little bit more shoulder safe, it's more neutral. But if you can open from your shoulders, elbows to the corners, give it a shot. It's just a little bit different, and I'm definitely feeling my shoulders now. 10 seconds. If you need to switch to an alternating or to a side raise. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up. Dumbbells down. So this time, not a triple jog. We're just gonna go side to side. Here's 2 and 1. So I want you to hop and hold, hop and hold, hop and hold. I want that pause. If you're here, oop, I gotta go all the way over. Nope, hold, hop and hold. And it's okay if your hop and hold is really small. Hop and hold, hop and hold. If you wanna make it a little harder, you add the arms. Add that little reach, that little runner's position. You'll probably see, I do okay on this side, not so much on this side. So a little hop and hold. You plant that foot, you pause. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Side lunge, bicep curl. Side lunge, bicep curl. I did round 1 alternating, round 2 right, now I'm doing round 3 left. 2 and 1. So side lunge, curl it at the top. Even if it's just a step out and a curl, it's that weight shift. This leg, push the floor away to come back to standing. Out and up. This is another one. You can pause, so you have to push with this leg because it's a little bit easier if you use momentum, but if you pause and push it up, it's a little bit more challenging. That's why I like doing my big steps and my reach for the floor. This leg has to pause, and then it has to work a little bit harder to come back up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Shuffle or double touch with a curtsy. Again, I'm not great for space here. 3, 2, and 1. So double touch. So it's really step touch, step reach for the floor, step touch, reach for the floor. If you can shuffle, shuffle, curtsy, shuffle, curtsy. On your curtsy, hips, knees, and toes stay pointing forwards. We don't want to turn our bodies here. Good reach. The leg crosses, but the rest of your body pretty much stays pointing right to the front here. Seven seconds. We're gonna go for weighted march. 3, 2, and 1. weighted march. So hips, shoulders, overhead, or a combination. 3, 2, and 1. Shoulders down, ribs tucked. So check your body position and make sure we're not rounded and leaning, but then make sure we're not chest puffed or ribs tucked, but our buns are still kind of sticking out behind us. So it's just a little tuck, almost like you're lifting your pelvis. Somebody attach them to your ribs and you're just pulling up on them just a little bit to lock it into place. I'm bringing it up to my shoulders. Good, and I'm going to take it up for the last little bit, up and overhead. This is optional, less than 10 seconds to go. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Plank walkout with the row. I'm going to demo an option. So imagine this is a chair instead of a counter. 2, and 1. So hands on the seat of the chair. You can step it back into your plank. You can row and then row, and your dumbbell would just be on the seat of the chair. So hands down, step it back, row, row, step it forward, and stand tall. It works better with a chair, but if you can do the full walkout, hinge it forward. This is our last exercise for today. You can drop to your knees on your plank when you do those rows. I found wide legs, wide knees helps you keep your hips parallel and level to the floor. Good. Rest. Walk yourself back up to a standing position. Walk around. Grab a drink. So give yourself a little bit of recovery time. Walk around. Grab a drink. Heart rate and breathing coming back down. Right now, as of a minute ago, I am at 146, according to my watch. So another test on your physical fitness, how you're doing, is how quickly your heart rate drops back down to normal after a more intense workout. So it'll be a minute before my watch does another little test. We're just going to side tap, side sway. Goal is to get the heart rate and the breathing back down. I can definitely tell the weather is getting warmer. I turned the fan on from the beginning. I should have opened a window. I'm definitely a little sweaty today. So just a little side to side. All right, we're gonna bring it into the center. If you've got a table, a chair, or a wall nearby, this is a good time to have a hand on it. We're gonna do our hip cars. So we're just gonna bring our knee up, open, and then I want you to rotate and then bring it in. And then we're gonna go the other way. So it's gonna be out, circle it around, and to the front. So up, so I just think knee up, flamingo, open the gate, try to look at the bottom of your foot and bring it in. So out, circle, and in. The hard part here is we don't want to lean our body just to get this leg up nice and high. We're working on hip mobility. So if it's down here, it's okay. We all have to start somewhere, right? So it's up, open, rotate. Good, bring it in. We're gonna switch it over to the other side. So we kind of feel it on our standing leg. We're just gonna stand nice and tall. Up, open, turn it in, circle. So it's not like a big, huge circle to the back. So flamingo, open the gate, fire hydrant, bring it in. Fire hydrant, close your gate, back to flamingo. So flamingo, open the gate, fire hydrant, and in. fire hydrant, close the gate, flamingo. Up, open, out, and in, out, around and down. We got one more. So up, open, circle, and in, side, around, and down. Bring it into the center, feet hip width apart. We're just gonna do our hip circles. Change direction. Good, now rotating from the hips, we're going to pivot on our heels. We're gonna duck foot. And if anybody comes to the Friday morning mobility class, this is part of our warm-up. We do these every Friday morning. Good, change direction. So just good hip circles, knees are straight. Good, bring it in. Now again, rotating from your pelvis, pivot in. I want you to pigeon toe. And I am working on trying to actually keep my toes touching because this leg likes to do whatever it wants. They don't have to touch and they might not turn in very far. I just want you to try to internally rotate those hips the best you can. So you might be here. You might be here. And that's okay. Good, change direction. And I want you to kind of notice which hip direction you feel the most. I feel this one on this side the most. That lets me know that I need to work on my internal rotators, my adductors, and I'm tight in my hip because my foot likes to go out. Good, bring it into the center, shake it out. We're gonna take our right foot, we're gonna take a big step back, a little bit of a bigger cross behind, so we're curtsy, but I want you to try to keep that foot on the ground. And we're just gonna add a nice good side bend, press this hip out. If you need to, you can absolutely hold on to a wall. So we're stretching our side, stretching our hip, reach up towards the ceiling. Good, 4, 3, 2, bring it back up. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So we're gonna take kind of a bigger step back, bigger cross behind, try to get that foot flat on the floor. And we're gonna add in that reach up to the ceiling, and you can press that hip out a little bit more. Again, I feel this a lot on this side. Good, in 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, take those feet hip width apart. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down into your back pocket. So thumbs are pointing forward, shoulders down. Good. Now we're gonna flex our wrists. So really try to think about getting those hands as flat as you can. Lock out the elbows. Just the shoulders move in the socket, so we don't wanna have a whole upper body thing, just the shoulders. Good, change direction. And then we take the arms out to the side, reach the fingers back, wash the walls. So set the shoulder blades down and back in your back pocket. So shoulders away from the ears. Good, and then change direction. I feel this in the middle finger on my left arm. Good, bring it down, ear to shoulder, side to side, because I know this is the side I sleep on, so I wake up and I'm like this, like every morning. Good, bring the head up, look to one side, look to the other. Four, 3, 2, 1. Bring it into the center. We're just gonna take a nice deep breath in, open and hold. Little arch of the back if you'd like, but brace the core. So we're squeezing our glutes, protect the low back. And bring it in, big breath in. And exhale. Good, one more time. Big breath in and out. And you are all done.